So I'd like to welcome you to the ILS system or iLearningSystem.com. This video is basically a training video that's going to be in several parts for students in the computer science, the CSD class. Computer science. This video will focus on the web development class and how to use the ILS system during your class. So first thing you want to do is, if you're at home, you're going to notice that all you have to do is go to iLearningSystem.com. So you can use this on your phone, your tablet, your laptop. You can use it anywhere in the world. Just go to iLearningSystem.com. In the classroom, your class is behind a firewall, so there's an actual IP address that's going to be given by the teacher, or it's up on the board, that you will need to go to, and you'll see it's 4 separate numbers divided by dots. And this year we're going to be learning about IP addresses. So you're going to have to enter the IP address just by itself with the dots in the classroom. Now, once you get to the home page, you're going to log in as a student, and this video is only about students. So you're going to click the student login. If you're on a cell phone, you may not see the top menu. So you're going to see these 3 icons, and you're going to click on the kid with the book, and that's going to take you in as a student login. Or you can click the word student login. So once you get to the login page, you need to enter your user ID and your password. Now, the teacher will give you the user ID and the password. And you'll use that same user ID and password at school and at home or on any device. Okay. There are some limits. You can only open up 1 tab of the ILS system, so you can't have multiple tabs open. If you do, it's going to start shutting you down. You can also not use the back button, as you're going to discover. And some of you are going to just do it out of habit. But the moment you hit the back button on any page, it's going to log you out. You're going to have to log back in again. Okay? So first thing you got to do is click the login button. Now, when you get into the system on a device for the first time, it may look like this. You may not see any classes, okay? So you need to go to the very top right, and I want to show you a few things. You need to make sure the year is selected for the year that you want to use. So this particular class is 2024-25. Make sure that's selected. Also, make sure that the correct quarter is selected. Now, your class this year is divided into 2 semesters. So you're going to have first quarter and third quarter. Now, first quarter will include first and second quarter. Okay? Third quarter will be after Christmas, and that'll include the third and fourth quarter. So if you don't see any classes, again, make sure to select at the beginning of the year, first quarter and the year. Now, after Christmas, when the second semester begins, you're going to want to click third quarter, and you'll get to the lessons at that point. You're also going to notice that there's a bell. The bell basically will give notifications. And these basically are notifications that the teacher put up that you need to know something about. Okay? You're also going to notice a little chat area. Now, that's not a chat box, but it is a teacher message box. So if you sent a question to the teacher, hey, why did I get a D on this? And the teacher sent you a message back, the message will be here. You can send a teacher message like, hey, I want a Kahoot, I need some points. Can you reset this particular lesson so I can take it a 4th time, or et cetera, et cetera. The messages will appear here. Over on the right, you're going to notice a couple things. You're going to see missing assignments. For some of you, this is going to start to grow. Okay? This will show you the assignments that you're behind on or really need to work on. Okay? The system assigns assignments based on assignment date. So when you come in on Monday, you're going to see under today's summary the lessons and the projects you need to work on. And all you need, and it's going to tell you the class that it's in, the unit that it's in. So you just click on classwork or come down here to your projects. Okay? Employability class is 30% of your grade. Projects are 30% of your grade, so it's almost a third. Classwork is 40% of your grade. So each day you come in, you're going to be doing your lesson under classwork and your exams under classwork. Your teacher at the end of every week will be turning in or submitting an employability sheet, and those grades will be added to the employability class by the teacher. So the only thing you need to do with employability is go in and look at your grades every once in a while, okay? And your teacher will explain how employability is grades. You're going to fill out a timesheet and grade yourself and then submit that. Employability is a big part of your Lewis and Clark experience because the teacher is basically grading you as an employee. In other words, if you worked for this company, the ILS company, and your job is to learn these lessons, they're going to grade you as an employee. Web development projects are all the projects that you're going to be working on this year on the web. Okay? And we're going to go into each of those. Over on the right, again, under today's summary, you're going to see the lesson or projects that you need to work on today. Again, missing assignments, these are the things that were assigned prior to today, so like last week, and you didn't complete them. Okay? School news and updates, this is basically your full school calendar. So if there's something going on today, you're going to see it here like career day or an all-school assembly. This is also where you can find out is, hey, does the AM class have class today? Is there an AMI day that's going to be over here? Does the PM class off today? So you'll see this is your full school calendar. Now, before we go any further, let's go to the very top. You're going to see that you're going to start collecting coins, hopefully. Some of you more than others. Coins are given on certain lessons and certain exams if you get an exact 100 on the first attempt. I'm going to say that again for those just waking up. You can get a gold coin or several gold coins if you get a 100 on lessons that have coins and on the first attempt. So you'll notice that as we go into the lessons, it's going to say, 0 of 3 or whatever. That means you get 3 attempts. So you can do that lesson 3 times. Over on, oh, by the way, every coin is worth $1,000, and you can collect the coins as many as you want and cash them in anytime you want, and it'll automatically put $1,000 in your bank account. Now, you can buy things with money, and we're going to talk about that. You have a bank balance because you have a job. Your job in Lewis and Clark is to learn web development. Okay? You will be paid based on whether you're learning, and the system will automatically pay you for lessons and exams and projects. So when you complete a lesson, that particular lesson may have a salary of $250, but you only get the money if you get a 90% on the lesson on the first attempt. So remember, you can take lessons several times. So if you get an F in a lesson and you're like, oh my God, that's going to affect my grade dramatically, you can retake that lesson and get a B or an A. but the second or more attempts, you will not get any money or points, and we're going to talk about points as well. So you don't get any rewards if you take something more than once, but you can improve your grade. So when you retake a lesson, it removes the old grade and you get the new grade. Very important, okay? Now, over on the left, you're going to notice you got a few things. There's your ID number. That's the ID number that you're going to use when you write checks. That's the number you're going to use when you submit anything, because in Lewis and Clark, they don't allow us to put your name. So you'll see that it says AM Walt Disney because I'm logged in as Walt Disney, but yours will be AM or PM with a number next to it. And that's your ID number right there. That's your login. So you'll get that from the teacher. Make sure that if you're in the first quarter, it says first quarter, and make sure the year is correct. Also, come down here a little bit, and you're going to notice if you need to log off, click log off. If you want to see your grades, your current grades for all your classes and what your grade is in CSD, you're going to click current grades. And it's going to pop up. It's going to show you all your classes, what your exam percentage is, what your lesson percentage is. Homework is not given in CSD, but you're responsible to finish anything you don't complete in school at home. Now, you technically have a couple hours every day that you can complete lessons and projects. As long as you get to work, you do it with the teacher, you're going to do fine. You'll be able to complete usually everything during class. If you don't, you can go home, log in, and complete it. Or the way the ILS system works is the due dates of all the lessons are the end of the semester. So if you're having trouble with the lesson and there's maybe 5 questions that you answered, but there's 20 in the lesson, you can do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit the next day. But you're going to find that the missing assignment list will start to grow if you don't stay up. So the moment the lessons begin, they're pretty much 3 to 4 lessons a week, and you need to stay on them. You need to come in, do your lessons, good. Then after your lessons are done, go work on your projects. Okay. You'll notice that you're not going to get a participation grade that doesn't appear here. Your participation grade is in your actual employability class, and your teacher will add that. And they'll be walking around, and if you break a rule, like you're using a cell phone, you're playing games, you're not on task, your teacher will automatically, on your employability sheet, take a marker and take points off, and that'll affect your employability grade. Coins are basically a total of how many coins you've collected and haven't cashed in. Your final grade for each one of these classes appears on the right. You will notice exam shows an F. That's only because you haven't taken any exams yet. So it's not applicable. So basically, it does mean you have an F. But everyone basically, if you want the truth, look at the final grade on the right. Everybody starts with an A+. You start with 100. And then as you take lessons, you'll see that grade will slowly start to change. So if you maintain 100s on everything, you're going to keep your 100, but if your grade starts to go down, okay? So over on the left, or if you click the breadcrumb on the top, you click home, or over on the left, you click home, you're going to go back to the home page, okay? You're going to notice there's a bank statement. That's going to basically give you your current balance in the bank, okay? Now, this year you can buy several things. As we're going to talk about, ChatGPT is built into ILS, so you can ask questions to ChatGPT during exams, during lessons, or at any point during the day. You're working on a project, you need to know how to do something. but it does cost money. It's $50, and we're going to change the system this year. $50 a question. So every time you ask a question, you're going to lose $50. Okay, unless that changes. So the dollar amount will change, but you're basically going to be charged per question. Okay. Now remember, you're making money, so you can spend your money on food in the back. You can spend your money on ChatGPT. You can write checks to each other. Also, you have the ability, you can pay to pay off a lesson. So if a lesson's too difficult and you want an automatic 100, you could pay money. You can also, as we're going to talk about next, you can take your money and invest in the stock market, and it's linked to the actual New York stock market. When the market opens in New York, it opens in ILS, and you can buy stock and some cryptocurrency, and you can buy and sell during the day, all during the day, and we'll talk about that. Each of you will have to pay rent for the fancy chair that you're given in the classroom, and that's called a desk rent, and it's $1,000 a month. So basically, you will not be charged the end of August because it's a very short month. You'll be charged the end of September. So the end of September, you're going to notice it's going to take $1,000 every month to pay for your chair. If you don't have enough money to pay for your chair, then your teacher's going to replace your chair with one of the fold-up chairs. And you have to keep that until you can pay your rent. Okay, some of you may be given jobs by the teacher this year as TA or assistant or administrator on the server, and you may get a salary. And if you get a salary, you get paid at the end of the month. So you'll get that automatic. And those salaries range anywhere from, $1,000 to a couple $1,000. Underneath that, you're going to see a check listing area. So as you start doing lessons and you go to bank statement, you're going to see what your balance is, but you can see where you got your money or where you spent your money. So when you write a check to buy something, or to pay for something, or your rent, you're going to see those checks listed down here and how much they were. So if you ever think your bank balance is incorrect, just scroll down and check out the balance sheet down at the bottom. Every time you do a lesson or exam or you cash in a coin, it'll also show here. Let's go back to the home page, but you'll notice you can use the quick links on the left. So we're going to go to the stock page, but I'm going to go to the home page first. Click My Stocks. This is where you can buy a stock between 8:30 and 2:30 in the afternoon. So 8:30 in the morning, 2:30. You cannot buy stock prior to 8:30. It won't let you. But you can preview stock. One of my favorite stocks is Ford. So you need to put the symbol in. Now, where do you get symbols for stocks? You can go to any stock website. My favorite one is Yahoo Finance. And the reason it's my favorite, because it gives you a few things. You do have to actually go to the finance.yahoo.com. You can do that on your phone at home. One of the sites, it might be Yahoo, is open in the classroom. Okay? When you get to Yahoo, you can put a stock symbol in that you're interested in. So I'm going to hit F. I'm going to hit search. And it's going to pop up the Ford Motor Company. Now, before 8:30, you can see what they're projecting the stock is going to do over on the right. So for today, it's called pre-market. That means that they're projecting that Ford is going to go up, 0.01%, 1 cent, which is 0.05%. Now, the current price of the stock is over here on the left, but that changes every second. Okay? When you go to ILS, you can look up the current price. You can do a preview. So for instance, if I bought one share of Ford, so I put in F. Now where do I get the symbol? You could type the name of the company. So I could type Ford here and it would have brought up Ford. And then in the parentheses to the right of the company is an F. Okay. If I want to purchase, what is it, NVIDIA? Actually, it's